Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And we are back again here with another tournament game with Wingspan Oceania included. This is from the Zany Zebrafinch Zoo. We are still in this group stage, so yeah, we've got one of our group games here. We're going first in this one, so let's jump in. Let's see what we've got to work with in this here starting hand. Okay, well, we have got a raven. I'm still not sure if ravens are worth keeping or not in the starting hands here in Oceanic Expansion, of course, with the house rules. Can't play that until round 2, so maybe you have to be a bit patient. But feels like a good option to go with when you've not really got any other great food source options. So some interesting birds in the tray. Maybe something like that bird sparrow might be one we look at, but no wetland birds other than this budgerigar. So we might just have to roll with that. It is at least a guaranteed point every single turn, so it has that going for it. We'll take a look at the bonus cards. Okay. Yeah, not looking so great there either. Probably Viticulturalist is the keep there, so I wonder if we just do something like this and yeah, obviously play the budgerigar. Like I said, I think that bed sparrow, I think the extra eggs, I think you do need them with the rebalanced boards on Oceania, so that could be something we look at going for, and yeah, just try and make sure we have the food for the raven going into the next round and being able to get that down. That's going to be key. So not too interested in the rest of these birds. I think, as I say, we'll lock that in. And yeah, play budgerigar. I think we'll use the nectar because there's no guarantee that we'll find necessarily anything else. Maybe, like I say, that bad sparrow worth playing. And of course, we can't use the nectar next round, so got to try and keep food for that raven. And it can't be nectar, so yeah, we'll see what we can find. Hopefully some other birds to add to what looks like will be a grasslands engine here. Alright, here we go on to our first turn. Let's take a look. On my opponent's side, they've also gone for 2 birds and 3 food, so we'll see what that might be. For now, I think we just get this budgerigar down. And like I say, start drawing. So bird sparrow, probably top of my wish list, if that is still going to be there. Might help for this end around as well. Of course, got the budgerigar with some egg space for that cavity nest, so maybe something we can do there. But yeah, this will be interesting. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure I've had too much experience yet with Raven on the Oceania boards. So this will be interesting. Of course, grasslands in general is weaker. You don't have quite so many eggs being generated, but being able to get whatever nectar you want definitely feels nice. But what doesn't feel quite so nice is seeing main duck going down for my opponent. So yeah, very strong bird there. Very strong opening wetland bird. Getting tucks and food. So we'll see. We might be up against it there. But for now, we'll just pick up some birds. And for sure, Baltimore Oriole. Don't mind seeing that. Nice big point bird. Hits the bonus card as well. So that feels like a no-brainer one that we'll look to play with the Raven. But yeah, otherwise, I think, like I say, we're just going to be digging. Basically, I need 3 turns to play the sparrow, lay eggs, and then 1 extra turn to take food to get food for the raven. So with 6 turns left of this round, I think the other 3 are just going to be drawing cards, unless I do find something else, like a tucking bird for the grasses or something else that I want to get down. And we've got the Kereru going down. I think that's how it's pronounced. So they're going to be potentially getting nectar from me if I have nectar in my supply. So that might be useful for them later. Not going to be very useful for them right now because I don't plan on taking any nectar this round. So yeah, we're just going to keep drawing, keep tucking. Spangled Drongo gets revealed. Okay, well that's definitely less than ideal. So it might just be nectar all over the place. Maybe we're not going to use this raven for any nectar. Maybe it's not going to be worth it. If they're going to have Drongo and Kereru, I don't really want to be, yeah, potentially giving them nectar, of course. Drongo with that pink power. So if I'm gaining nectar and they have the Drongo down, they're going to get a nectar. So that's going to make things very interesting. I think this might be a nectar-free game, potentially from here on in, just so I'm not helping them out too much. But yeah, that main duck is looking very good. And what would go very well with it is this tree swallow. So we'll definitely be blocking that. And I might pick up this bittern just for myself. Big points. If they are going wetlands, I might be the one with the fewest wetland birds in a lot of cases, so we'll pick that up. tuck the pipit. So the slight downside of this is I'm basically wiping the tray a lot. We're going to be revealing some good stuff and yeah, some nice forest birds potentially for my opponent to look at. But yeah, like I said, I think we've got our plan in motion or ready to be put in motion. So it definitely feels like we are still going grasslands, not really finding anything to steer me in a different direction. So yeah, I do have this one extra 10 to draw cards, but I think I'm going to wait on that because they might end up revealing something particularly nice for me at some point. So since they have got this Drongo, actually, I think now is the time I take food and I block the nectar that is there just to make it a little bit more annoying. And I'm not going to dare take it as a nectar because then that would just defeat the point and help their Kareru out quite a lot. So we'll do this, and then that will be the food that we keep for the Raven going into next round. So a little bit defensive, but yeah, this is potentially a precarious position to be giving nectar or allowing my opponent to have nectar. Well, never mind. They just used the lapwing, but that might be one of the worst lapwing rolls I've ever seen. That was definitely unfortunate. So yeah, this power, you reset the bird feeder, then every type of food you re-roll, you get one of those. Normally you're seeing at least 4, 5, even 6 food types in there, and they just got 2, so that's definitely on the lower end. I will take that, thank you very much. That is definitely going to help me out. So let's get this bird sparrow down and use our turn laying eggs, and then maybe we'll look at yeah, drawing cards once more on our last turn. But they will, of course, try, I think, to yeah, look at getting this Drongo down. But maybe for now they just want to focus on this end around. So we'll see. We are likewise going to make sure we just get some eggs down there. But yeah, if they do want to win this end around, it's going to slow them down a little bit. Maybe on playing some additional birds. If they are going to have to keep just laying eggs here. So we'll see how that works out for them. No, they're playing a Kookaburra. Okay, so yeah, they can't do anything here. But that's quite strong, to be honest, going here in this wetland. So now 2 food a turn between the Kookaburra and the main duck. Kookaburra almost always, I find, hits on that hunting power. So let's go ahead and draw cards one more time. Loghead Shrike, not really what I was after. Colt it neither. So yeah, not really finding the grasslands birds. We have got some big point birds. Like I say, I think there's Bittern. I think I will want to get that down before I'm drawing cards next. But yeah, we do kind of need to find some nice grassland birds here if we are going to try and build a bit of an engine. Or at the very least, just keep digging and keep finding some more big point birds and roll with those. So yeah, we do end up tying that end around. Like I said, I don't mind that. I think they could have won that if they really wanted to. They could have laid eggs instead of playing the Kookaburra, but we'll take a tie on that one, and we'll come into this round, and it's not a great looking tray, so I can kind of live with that. Like I say, priority for me is getting Raven down and getting set up. I imagine they'll be wanting to get the Drongo down, get the pink powers down normally as soon as you can. But we have just had a wild turkey pop up in the tray, so when I've got Viticulturalist, I think I do need to go and pick that up, so we will go and do that. And a diver as well, so okay, maybe a wetlands option to maybe get some more cards, but like I say, this Bittern could be the way to go as well. So I think we just get these birds down. Turkey can go in the grasslands, not ideal, but it's something in there. Maybe we do go for this starling as well, kind of depends. If we do just use this Raven a lot and have loads of extra food, it's a good way of getting extra points, but I'd rather be using that food to play birds, if I'm honest. So we'll kind of wait and see. But that tray's terrible, so this is the time to yeah, start getting things going. So Raven is going to go down. And yeah, they can potentially go and force the Drongo. You can use any 2 food instead of a nectar. I think now they've seen Raven go down, that certainly will be on their mind. Let's go ahead and do that, and indeed they do. So no surprises, but yeah, they'll just keep drawing, keep keep looking for more wetland birds, because with the main duck, you need to build this out quickly. You need to get lots of birds down in your wetlands, get enough cards to tuck, because you can tuck up to 3. And that's a lot of points to be going for. So we can lay some eggs, and we can start discarding some of these cards. I think we will, because a lot of these are terrible and not really what we're after. So yeah, I think... Well, actually, no, because let's think about this. We are potentially going to run out of space before we can play some of these birds. So let's not discard now. We'll always discard later. I think we can't. I think we can't be taking nectar here. It just helps my opponent too much. So we'll take... I think we'll start taking food for the turkey. But with the brown powers as well, maybe... Yeah, 5 turns left, actually. If I lay eggs 3 times, I can play Bittern, I can play Oriole. That puts me on 5. I think that might put me in a stronger position. So let's try and focus on that. Let's take Berry and Worm, because they're useful in both cases. And then go from there. So yeah, I think the big point birds are going to be the way to go here. Beaks pointing right. I normally don't really look too much at that end of round goal, but the turkey does help for that. Bittern does help for that. Maybe even this starling. So we might have some options. I feel like that kind of end of round is always just a bit of a lottery. It's a bit of a wait and see, and if you win it, you win it. If you don't, you don't. I find it's quite hard to deliberately play birds just because they have a beak pointing in a certain direction. So I think my opponent just picked up the green heron, so that'll be an interesting one for them. That might be their way of getting some nectar now. Definitely good option in Oceania to be able to trade any old random food, especially if it's seeds that you're getting through this main duck, and then turn that into nectar. So they might be going for that. It is another brown power, so they might be trying to tie us on the end of round. But let's go ahead and actually, yeah, we're still okay on egg space, but we will need to think a little bit more carefully. So I think I get ready to play. I think I get ready to play the Bittern. Play that first. And then maybe we get the Oriole down after that. But yeah, we do still need to find something else for this engine. So we'll be going first in that round 3. Hopefully that round 3 tray will have something nice here. There goes the green heron. So we can at least maybe get some usage out of this Bittern in that next round. Because the power, you've got to have the fewest wetland birds. At the moment, we have the fewest wetland birds. At the moment, we don't really have any other wetland birds that I'm really that much thinking about playing. So yeah, might be a good way of getting some extra cards. And it does feel like in Oceania, extra cards, you can always do something with them. Even in the grasslands, you can throw extra cards for eggs now. And if you do have some egg space, certainly I think once this turkey goes down, if we do play the starling as well, that's going to be that's going to be a good way for us of getting a bit more egg space. But looks like they're taking cards. It looks like they're throwing food to reset the tray, so definitely interesting. And a whooping crane's popped up, so they might want to go and block that. But yeah, they do indeed. But I've got my plan, so I'm almost glad that there's no good bird in there for me to go and pick up, because yeah, I want to be getting the birds down that help me for this end of round. So we're going to go ahead and do precisely that. And yeah, I think we still do hold off, because I'm definitely worried about potentially running out of egg space. Actually, let's think about this. Is now the time to gain some nectar? I just think it's so dangerous. I'm going to need to spend some nectar at some point. I'm going to need to spend some nectar at some point, and that's all I'm thinking, because you can't afford to lose these end of round goals. But yeah, it's just the fact that it gives them a nectar that really puts me off. So maybe now, at the end of the round is the time to give it to them, because maybe it means they can't gain food and benefit from this Kareru, which is one thing, but also maybe they might not be able to keep hold of it if they were going to do something else. So I think, yeah, begrudgingly, I'll take 2 nectar, because that is At least going to get me somewhere in the forest by playing this this Baltimore Oriole. So definitely needs a slight change of approach, I think, when you're playing against a Drongo. Not really had a tournament game against it yet, I don't think. It's come up in a few casual games, and it's come up in a few multiplayer games where it's definitely a little bit more annoying. But there we go, Prostitute Warbler. So they did use the Nectar, but the good thing is it's not brown power, so we can win this end around. With the Oriole, we'll get that down. Very nicely done. And yeah, we come here into round 3. What have we got in the tray? Okay, Common Grackle. I think you're worth picking up. And to be honest, tough to titmouse as well. Kind of wish I had that earlier for the double play, but that is going to help out for sure with yeah, the bonus card. So I think we do go ahead and draw a little bustard as well, also quite handy. We can use this bitter and tuck the robin. So okay, we've got stuff to work with now. I think Grackle definitely goes down. That's going to really help out with the point generation. Bustard will be good for a bonus card. And then, yeah, this turkey. Where do we put the turkey? It might be better with a double play in the forest with the titmouse here. So we'll keep an eye on that. But what is going on over here? Laying some eggs. We are going to do the same. So let's count how many cards we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so in theory, once we play the Grackle, we'll have the perfect number of cards to either tuck or play. So I think we hold off on throwing the cards, and maybe that was a good reason to hold off on throwing the cards earlier as well. And do we need to worry about? Yeah, maybe we play this Starling this round as well, but. Yeah, the point total is actually looking quite healthy. So 53 points. Always kind of hard to tell because a lot of it comes down to the nectar points. But we have got some good bird points down. And hopefully now with this Grackle we can, like I say, start to get a bit of an engine going. Get some tuck cards, get some eggs. And yeah. Don't plan on drawing cards again. Maybe I can use this Bustard to pick up a bird from the tray, but yeah, we'll see. If I do have to draw again, I can always throw those cards, and that might be something that we do. So they are drawing. And yeah, this main duck, gotta say, in round 3, only 7 tucks on it. So reassuring. They have had to keep a lot of the birds that are drawing, I guess. But yeah, if they do still get that that next wetland bird, but I think if they had a wetland bird, it would have gone down before the warbler. There's more of a priority there, so not seeing anything too amazing coming up in the tray, which, as I say, is slightly reassuring. But then we get the Grackle down now, and then yeah, think about where the turkey goes. That's the big question. I could definitely do double play in the forest this round. If it matters for the end of round, I might have to do that. But equally, if I play Bustard early, I'm getting more eggs. So there's a tempo argument there as well to be had. Difficult decisions are going to come ahead, and certainly the mind games with this Nectar is going to be very interesting. I don't really know how I'm going to approach this in this endgame. There is going to get to a point, I think, maybe later on, where I say screw it and just give them Nectar, because I think it's more valuable early on. It would have been so much more valuable for me to be giving them all that free food throughout round 2 and into round 3 here, just because they'd have been able to get birds down quicker. They might have been able to throw some more nectar to get extra cards and get more tucks on the main duck. So there's always ways there of using it. I think when you come into that late game, when you come into those last few turns, if you get so much nectar that you almost don't know what to do with it, it can definitely be a bit more of a tricky position to find yourself in. So, okay, what's our approach here? I think Titmouse Turkey is definitely going down. Is the Starling going down? It does hit the bonus card and would potentially max it out. Although I'm sort of, in the back of my mind, hoping I can find something better. And it does help this end around. How are we looking on that last one? We're looking quite strong there, especially if we do play Turkey. Okay, I think now we're going to go busted. I think that's going to be our focus. So we'll take seed and worm, or do we want to take? We want to take nectar, but we maybe. I might end up throwing a nectar in the grasslands. Just that'd be my qualification. Or even using the starling. So I think for now. I'm not going to stress too much about it. But we'll see what the bonus card is. Honestly, not really sure what I'm looking for here. I'm not going to have loads of birds down, but I don't know, maybe Diet Specialist is going to be the one because we played a lot of those kind of birds. So now they're laying eggs. Okay, this is interesting. They didn't need to do that because they did have 2 eggs already to play birds. So maybe they're just biding their time, seeing what I'm doing and reacting to that. But we'll play our busted. What are we going to get? Rodentologist, I'll take it. Thank you very much. 4 points. 4 points is lovely. And I think we do draw here because we can always throw the card. So we'll gamble off the top. Do you know what? Couldn't have asked for something much better than that. So Greyhound Owl. Thank you very much. And okay, now. Is that the rest of our game set? Do we just play Turkey and Horned Owl and be satisfied with that? I think maybe we do. I think 6 turns left. We can lay eggs 4 turns. We can play the Turkey because the Starling. Yeah, the Starling's not as good as the Horned Owl now, I don't think. Oh well, Roadrunner's come up. That would have been nice as the next grasslands option, but yeah, they're still not playing stuff, and they're not discarding the nectar here either. So, definitely curious. They've got to use all this nectar now, but they're not throwing it for extra cards because it would show up in their spent nectar. So, okay, how do we handle this end game here? Horned Owl is going to be a 9-point play after eggs. Starling would be 1 + 4 is 5, but then maybe getting some caches or getting some tucks from it. I don't think it's worth it. I think we're better focusing on the big point birds, so the Turkey and the Owl. But yeah, we have some extra birds, so Turkey, we do the double play in the forest into the Owl, so that gives us 5 more cards to discard or tuck. And I think we're going to discard one of them here. Because we should be okay. Are we going to be okay for X space? Maybe we're not going to be okay for X space, so maybe we hold off on that for now. I do want to do this right. So yeah, we've got 8 X spaces. Going to lose 5 of them here. Yeah, okay, I don't think we can. I don't think we can throw. So maybe I'm going to say maybe I should have thrown earlier, but then I'd still end up in this position of not having loads of egg space. So yeah, we'll take some Turkey food. And yeah, we'll want to try and play that next round, and we want to make sure we use 1 nectar on it. We want to make sure we use that 1 nectar. So we do at least qualify, but can't take the nectar now because it's not going to be there in the next round. So we'll have to legs turn 1, play the Turkey. Yeah. Oh, they played 2. Okay. Now I'm definitely glad I didn't chase that end around. So what do they do? Okay, double play heading into Whooping Crane. Not what you're used to seeing to finish off the Wetland Engine, but fair enough. That's why they laid eggs again. And it's looking good for them in this end of round here, but we've got 2 big point birds up our sleeve. And yeah, they're both going to go down. So yeah, 3 more turns laying eggs. I think we can skip the Raven once. does kind of just depend a bit on the egg space. I'm just going to keep talking about egg space. But okay, so yeah, we lay eggs now. We play the turkey. We then have 7 egg spaces. And when we lay eggs, we fill up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe we don't. Oh, this is tricky. I'm gonna say maybe we don't double play, but we kind of need to double play for the egg space as well. So honestly, didn't think egg space was going to be a problem here because this whole game I've just not been laying anywhere near enough, and the Raven's been discarding some. So maybe Starling, maybe Starling does go down. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. If we only laid eggs twice more, we only get 6 food, and that's just not enough to play all the birds. So, yeah, I think we probably lay eggs twice. We lay eggs here. We lay eggs, play turkey. We lay eggs twice. We're going to end up missing some eggs, I think. Yeah, I think that's just going to make us miss loads of eggs, so... Maybe I lay eggs and double play in the forest. Maybe I just play all these birds in the forest. I am going to have some extra cards and maybe extra food to throw for the eggs, so maybe turkey there isn't as important. So maybe we do that, actually. That might save us doing the double play now. I still need a nectar in the I still need a nectar in the grassland somewhere. But maybe we can focus on winning the forest nectar. I feel like here they're just going to be drawing cards. So maybe I give out some nectar here. If I'm going to give out nectar, it should be on the same turn. Oh, I don't know if that's the right decision or not, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to get this double play down. And I think that'll give us space to lay eggs twice more, and then we can play the horn down on our final turn. And I think that's okay. I don't think it's perfect. I think there might have been some little mistakes here in this end game, but yeah, I'm still just very worried about what my opponent's going to do. But their engine, this wetlands, didn't really turn into anything that scary. Still only 3 points on the main duck, so maybe they've got some other birds to play, but if they want to play them, you've got to lay some eggs here, and that often is the problem. I found that a lot coming into the end game here in Oceania. If you don't have a good egg source somewhere, and you want to play birds in the late game, it's very, very tricky to do that. Because you've got to lay eggs, and laying eggs for 2 points here is just so poor. But let's lay down these birds in the forest. So turkey and titmouse, like I say, should help out on the egg space. So we've now got 10, which I think means, so yeah, now if we can throw a card. We can throw a card first time, and we can throw a nectar the second time. And the nectar's going to help us out in the grasses there. Yeah, there you go. They're laying eggs. So I think this is the point where now, if I give them nectar, I don't think they can do too much with it. It might help them in the nectar race, but it's going to help me in a nectar race as well. So let's lay eggs. We'll start filling up here. We'll tuck you. And yeah, we'll get some more nectar. Like I say, two reasons we need that nectar. One, so that we qualify for the nectar race here in the grasslands, and 2, to play this horned out and hopefully cement our position in the forest. So it looks like we're going to win one of them and lose 2. Yeah, not what you expect with Raven, but it's been a weird game against a Drongo and against other birds like this Carreru, but one luck. One luck goes down. Okay, well, here's the end of round. it hits the end around. Maybe they've got a better counter, who knows? I'm not going to judge. What I am going to do is lay eggs, so we'll use up some of this nectar, as I said. And we're going to be filling up pretty closely on the egg space, but it's almost perfect. So I think I've managed to get myself out of that hole by doing the double play in the forest. Like I say, not perfect, but we're getting in with no cards, and we're getting in with no food, so that feels like a well planned out game, one way or another. So yeah, honestly, not really sure which way this is going to go, but we have some good bonus cards at least. And I think we've done alright on these end of rounds. And our end game has been pretty solid. So Inca Dove goes down. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, only 4 eggs. Not too scary, and it doesn't help the end of round. Whereas this Great Horned Owl does, so we'll get that down for big points. I say win the end of round. And take a look at the nectar scoring. So I think we did win in the forest and then lose the other 2. So yeah, there's maybe something else we could have done about that, but it's just so tricky. I didn't want to give out the nectar, and yeah, by the time I was using it, I'd already filled up the grass. So be it. We come here into the final scores, and yeah, I feel like we got more bird points. So they did have that nice double play in the wetlands, but we are in the lead on the bird points. How are they looking on bonuses? 12, not too shabby. I think they had 2 as well. It's going to be tight on the end of rounds, but hopefully eggs. We should have plenty of those. So we hold on to a lead, but tuck cards is their strength. So how close can they bring it back with the main duck? I don't think that's going to be enough, because we do have enough nectar points in the end. And it is a win, 117 for us, 96 for our opponent. So yeah, pretty comfortable in the end. Like I said, I think just that main duck never really got going. Omnivore, not a bad bonus card at all. Mythologist, a good pickup with the Whooping Crane. So yeah, they had decent bonus cards. But yeah, maybe just not finding the engine birds, not finding more card draw. I think that is definitely a bit of a struggle with the main duck. But there we go. We learned that Raven still works. Would have been nice to get some nectar, but had to play a little bit defensive. Still, of course, good. Just get whatever food you want, play whatever birds you want. And we did manage to get some kind of grasslands going. So people say grasslands is dead. Show him this game. I'm not sure it's dead quite yet. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. As I say, this is from the Zany Zebra Finch Zoo. We have some more games in this tournament to come, and if you want to see those, do stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and until then, thank you very much for watching.